runner in the night alive. No holding down this endless ride. I'll be drifting with the clouds so high, soaring where the eagles fly. With open roads ahead, I'm feeling so grand. Barefoot on the grass, no trace in the sand. I've got the will to stand and not just survive. In freedom's hand, that's how I thrive. Don't chain this heart, let it roam. Spirit free where it flies home. Here comes power from my soul. Baby, watch me take control. Dancer in the light, moving with the tide. This is where I come alive. Baby, you can't take my stride. Catching dreams like they're fireflies. In my hands they light the skies. Don't you try to box me in. Life's a game, I'm set to win. Winds of change, they call my name. I'm a wildflower, not a frame. Picture frame, breaking chains with every stride. In liberty's embrace, that's where I find my pride.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. Another edition of Figuratively Speaking. I want to talk about Star Wars The Acolyte. I am behind on this, so we're going to go briefly through episodes 1, 2, 3, and 4. So episode 1, The Acolyte, starts off where we meet. First of all, let's start off with this. Disney. Great bait and switch. You have the lady that played in The Matrix, who played as Trinity. Almost like a heavily baited entity that was going to be in this show. She lasted 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Maybe 10. Genius? Sure. Anyway, this story comes along. You have a Jedi Master who's on this planet. I forget the name of the planet. I should have did more homework on this, but I didn't. I watched it and then I didn't take notes. So again, it's just going to be brief. Anyway, the lady who played Trinity in The Matrix is a Jedi Master, and she is the first assassinated Jedi Master. The Acolyte starts off with a young lady who looks very chic. Let's say like the Legend of Zelda, the Sheik. She got the whole, you can't see anything, hence why they're trying to eliminate the face coverings around no face, no trace type crap. Anyway, you've got this girl, and of course we don't know that her name is May at this point. And there's a cantina fight. And this young lady assassinates a Jedi Master. Interestingly enough, she is also a Force user as well, but we don't know that what she's really using is the Force, but unto her, what we find out in episode 2, episode 3, excuse me. And so at the end, at the very beginning, she assassinates the Jedi Master. And then what looks like it could be a flash forward or a flashback, there is another young lady that looks exactly like this young lady who assassinated a Jedi Master. And she is what's called a mechanic. Mechanic is a humanoid entity that will do the same thing as astrodroids. Go out and fix the shields on ships and whatnot. It's a very dangerous job. But this is what she decided to do. Now, the interesting fact of the matter is that we early on in the show at that point know that this young lady, who we find out her name is Osha, and she used to belong to the Jedi Order. And she gave up the Jedi Order. As they called it, as the Jedi called it, she was in mourning, which is a path to the dark side. I don't know how that could really be led to a path of the dark side. We just let it go. I guess I'm on the dark side of the Force every day of my life. Let's not make this personal, right? Any old way. So Osha is contacted by Jedis, and she is arrested and placed on a prison ship going back to Coruscant to be brought in front of the Jedi Council to be tried. There's a prison breakout, and Osha is left behind on the ship. So the Jedi Order sends out a few members to go see if Osha has survived. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Now we know that May is the assassin Acolyte. But where did she get her training from? At the end, we find out that they think that May is deceased. She's dead. She's gone. They watched her descend. In episode 2, Saul, Jedi Master Saul, goes out to see if they can find Osha. They find Osha. Osha lets Saul know, Jedi Master Saul, that May is alive and doing very well on the dark side of the Force. Mind you, we also come to the point where there is another Jedi Master in which May is going to go assassinate. She enters a Jedi temple. And she tries to assassinate the Jedi who is suspended in air, levitating in his meditation trance. But he's impenetrable. And apparently he's been like this for over 10 years. Has not talked to anyone. And that's pretty much it, right? At the end of the show, May comes to assassinate said Jedi Master and gives him a choice. Forgiveness in a vial of poison, or meet your end at her hand. This Jedi Master chooses suicide. First of all, let me say this. I'm going to get off topic for a second, but I'm going to be very on topic. June is Men's Mental Health Month. If you are having issues with anything, please seek help. Whether it be professionally, reaching out to a friend, or loved ones. We lose way too many men to suicide every year, every day. There are hotlines set up. There are medical doctors who can help you with your problems. Even if you don't think so, give it a try. Thanks for being here. Stay here. And again, on to the show. So, this Jedi Master commits suicide, drinks the poison, and the other Jedis that are there, one of the Jedis follow Osha as she had broke off from the group, and he followed Osha to see why she had broke off from the group. And when she got to the Jedi that had drank the poison, he's seen everything, but he was already deceased by the time she had gotten there, and by the time he had gotten there, and there was no sign of May. So, nonetheless, now I'm wondering, what did a Jedi do? For one Jedi Master to be assassinated, a second to be assassinated, but by his own hand. There's still two left. Then there's a small battle between Saul and May. May finally knows that her sister Osha is alive and well. Osha knows that May, for certain, is alive and well. Enter episode 3. Let me depict this entire episode. On May and Osha's planet, where they're from, I'm beginning to think something different because the inhabitants of this planet are all female. But I wasn't thinking negatively like some gay crap. Look, nobody had the problem with Darth Plagueis and Emperor Palpatine or Senator Palpatine, period. Use the Force to impregnate Shmi Skywalker with Anakin Skywalker. I don't think that they realized when they use the Force this way, I don't think that they realized that it worked to produce Anakin. So Anakin was the chosen one, right? Flash forward. Now, mind you, this takes what's taking place in the story of the Acolyte is 100 years before the rise of the Empire. On the girls' home planet, Osha and May, we're introduced to a coven of witches. Which right away I kind of picked up on this. Now, I could be wrong, but I'm waiting to, I'm hoping I'm not. With the horned lady that looks like Darth Maul, but female. And not the same colorizations and markings. But still the same species. I'm greatly thinking Sisters of Dathomir. It is 100 years before the rise of the Empire. Which means there's still time. When did the Sisters of Dathomir really become the Sisters of Dathomir? Were they always on Dathomir? Or is this their start? Now, mind you, May and Osha are created the same way. The Force is manipulated for the head of the coven to become impregnated with twins. So the Force midichlorians impregnated a witch. There's no male. Let's get off the gay shit, right? It wasn't about gay crap. It was about what they did with using the Force. So let's just stop that shit. Covens of witches are all female. This isn't witches and warlocks. Warlocks are the male version of a witch. They really don't mix anyway. Anyway, to make a long story short with this, now we have a basis of where May and Osha come from. Now we have a basis of why they can use the Force. Because in the Coven, they use the Force the light side and the dark side, I think, together. They have a better knowledge of both. But they call it magic. The Jedi use the Force to help others. The Sith use the Force inwardly to gain power and self-preservation. The witches used the power to manipulate good or evil, whatever, both. They're in tune with both. At the end of the day, what we have here is a perfect storm. It's not like the Sith. It's not like the Jedi. It's both intertwined. One sister, although they both love each other, one sister did not want to ascend to be a witch. One wanted to ascend to be a witch. But we're led to believe that May not only tries to murder her sister, but we're also led to believe that she murders the entire Coven. I don't think that's what happened. Nor do I think the Jedi had anything to do with that either. I believe that was the Coven mother. Because apparently there's two. Which everybody wanted to go to the whole left side of things because it was two female characters and children. Give me a break. Anyway, now in episode 3 was, of course, when you get these stories, you're talking about 8 chapters per season, right? So you're going to have some filler. Every story does it. Whether it's good, whether it's bad, whether you accept it, whether you don't. It was filler. It was a little long for filler, but there was some backstory. So I'll give it credit where credit's due. However, episode 3 was crap. Into episode 4. I was hoping for not another filler episode. However, it was mostly filler, and the very end was done okay. It was done okay. It wasn't spot on, but it was done okay. So, going through the story, May is starting to, I guess, sort of think, hey, my sister Osha is alive. That does change things a lot. Now we're also still wondering, who the hell trained May? We go on to the next planet where she's supposed to assassinate the next Jedi Master, and she, being May, backstep Jedi Master Soul searches out Osha so that to ask her to join him on this mission to find May, to capture May, and reluctantly she agrees. Osha agrees. So you got about 20 minutes of filler there, some this, that, and whatnot, whatever. And then you finally get to the planet where she is going to find May at, which they don't necessarily find May, but they find the Acolyte, right? The person who is apparently behind training May. Now, at this point, I'm thinking, and I'm heavily thinking this, the dude that is helping May, he was left hanging in a tree, but we never see him, no, after that scene where he's still left hanging in a tree. May finds the other Jedi Master, however, that Jedi Master has already been slain. Now, I'm still kind of thinking that this is the dude behind the dome and the hood. If you give it a silver face, it'd look like Cobra Commander on the dark side. But at the end of the day, you've got May, who's with Jedi Master Soul and the other Jedi, and they have this beaver-like creature that's a tracker. Maybe he's an otter, I don't know. But anyway, he finds May before we find out that the other Jedi Master has already been slain. And then at the end, when they're at that Jedi Master's domain, a shadow comes out of the forest with that said helmet and wearing dark garbed clothes, brandishing an amber lightsaber. Steps towards Osha, and with a flick of some fingers, she's taken up some damn wire. I found that funny. The other Jedi members all draw their laser swords, lightsabers, laser swords. And again, with the flip of a wrist, all of them are blown back. Now, this is a pretty powerful entity, if I don't say so myself, to be able to take out several Jedi at once with the flip of a wrist. Hence the end of episode 4. See you next Tuesday to see what happens in the Acolyte episode 5. What do you think? Have you watched the show? If you haven't watched the show, give it a chance. Use your own mind. Be your own critic. Drop it in the comments. While you're at it, leave a like and a subscribe. Ring that notification bell so every time I drop new content, you're notified. At the end of the day, y'all, thank y'all for being here. Thanks for watching. I'll see y'all on the next one.